Students, welcome to the subject Database Management System. Today's session is session number 17 and the topic is using high-level conceptual data models for database design. Students, we have moved to third chapter, okay? And the topic today is using high-level conceptual data models for database design. Students, you can find here diagram which is related to conceptual database design. So this diagram I will be sending with the PDF, and you can copy it down from there. Now if you see in this diagram, there are two parts. If you study, there is a left part and the right part. In the left part you have got the application program development, and in the right part you have got database design, right? Now this, let us first concentrate on right part, that is database design. Now here you find first top portion is a mini world. What do you mean by mini world? Mini world means the topic under consideration. For example, mini world can be school, college, company, hospital, or any system that we are going to build, because that is going to be our area of study, or that is area of our concern. So it is called mini world. Once you study this mini world or the topic under consideration, say could be college, could be company, or could be any organization, then from that you can understand and the requirements collection, and you can analyze them. You can meet various department people, various users, and understand their requirement and analyze them. So this comes out with the data requirements. You can note the data requirements. After understanding the data requirements, bottom you got conceptual design, right? You got conceptual design. Next, after this conceptual design, you got bottom conceptual schema, for high level data model. Then below that you got logical design data model mapping, and below that you got logical, that is conceptual schema in the data model of a specific DBMS. Below that in the box you got physical design, and below that you got internal schema. Now looking towards left, you find first is functional requirement. Then after understanding the functional requirement or functional area, you can go for functional analysis. What do you mean by function? Function is accounting is a function, marketing is a function, production is a function. Anything process that we carry out is called as a function. Then you can carry out high level transaction specification. After carrying out functional analysis, you can carry out high level functional specifications. Once you study these high level function specifications, taking consideration of that, you can go for application program design, because you have to carry out how the functional process go on. So you have to develop a computer program for that, that is called as application program design. At the same time, you have to study how the data should be stored. You should also concentrate upon physical design, that is the arrow you can see. And after that, in the bottom you got transaction implementation, which comes out at the bottom is application programs. The internal schema is relevant to both physical design towards right and transaction implementation towards left. Students, here you got two parts of this, first half and bottom half, top half and bottom half. Top half, as you can see here, is DBMS independent, whereas bottom half you have to specifically design and implement the system, so it is DBMS specific. So this figure is simplified diagram to illustrate the main phases of database design. We shall discuss this database design. Point number 1. Figure shows a simplified overview of database design process. So the figure is very simple figure if you want to understand database design. Next, the first step shown is the requirement collection and analysis. This step you can find towards right of the diagram. That is, you study the mini world and you understand the requirements. You gather the requirements from the people who are going to use the DBMS and you analyze their requirements. So point number 3. During this step, the database designers interview prospective database users to understand and document their data requirements. The result of this step is a concisely written set of users' requirements. Okay, so once you have got the step called requirement connection analysis, the result of this requirement collection analysis is you identify data requirement. The result of this step is concisely written set of user requirements. Fourth, these requirements should be specified in as detailed and complete a form as possible. So the understanding of requirement should be detailed and should be complete. Point number 5. In parallel with specifying the data requirements, it is useful to specify the known functional requirements of the application. So these functional requirements we can find towards left side of the diagram. Okay, functional requirement. We understood what is functional requirement. Functional requirement is the departmental requirements. The department can be accounting department, marketing department, production department, finance department, human resource department, all these. Point number 6. These consist of the user defined operations or transactions that will be applied to the database, including both retrievals and update. Now next step, okay, is the conceptual schema or conceptual design. After coming out the requirements, okay, data requirements, next step is conceptual schema or conceptual design. Point number 1. Once the requirements have been collected and analyzed, the next step is to create a conceptual schema for the database using a high level conceptual data model. This step is called conceptual design. Point number 2. The conceptual schema is a concise description of the data requirements of the users and includes detailed description of the entity types, relationships, and constraints. These are expressed using the concepts provided by high-level data model. Point number 3. Because these concepts do not include implementation details, they are usually easier to understand and can be used to communicate with non-technical user. Students, conceptual design or conceptual schema is easy to understand. It is okay, implementation independent, so non-technical users can understand because it can be put in simple English, because it is not implementation oriented. Next phase is implementation oriented. Point number 4. The high level conceptual schema can also be used as a reference to ensure that all users data requirements are met and that the requirements do not conflict. So with the conceptual design you can understand that conflicting requirements are kept aside or there is no conflict in the requirements. Continuing further, during or after the conceptual schema design, the basic data model operations can be used to specify the high level user queries and operations identified during functional analysis. Point number 6. This also serves to confirm that the conceptual schema meets all the identified functional requirements. Next, point number 7. Modifications to the conceptual schema can be introduced if some functional requirements cannot be specified using initial schema. Students, at this level, you can introduce certain modifications which you may not have done while defining the schema in the initial stage. Next comes is the logical design or data model mapping. Point number 1. So after conceptual design, next step is logical design or data model mapping. The next step is database design is the actual implementation of the database using a commercial DBMS. Point number 1. Students, so at this stage at logical design, you have to implement the system. So it is going to be implementation oriented or DBMS dependent. You have to choose one of the DBMS and implement all these concepts. Point number 2. Most current commercial DBMS use an implementation data model such as the relational model, or you call as SQL also. Here you use SQL, structured query language. So the conceptual schema is transformed from high level data model into implementation data model. Point number 3. This step is called logical design or data model mapping. Its result is database schema in the implementation data model of the DBMS. Point number 4. Data model mapping is often automated or semi-automated within the database design tool. Students, with the conceptual schema and the logical design, you have developed the DBMS or database. Next is the physical design. That is, here you have to consider database storage medium, how the data can be retrieved and stored. Point number 1. So this is the last stage. The last step is the physical design phase. In the diagram you can see this is the last phase. Point number 2. In this phase, during which the internal storage structures, file organizations, indexes, access paths and physical design parameters for the database files are specified. So all the details regarding storage, storage structures, file organization, indexes, access paths, physical design parameters for the database file are specified. Next point. In parallel with point number 3, in parallel with these activities, application programs are designed and implemented as database transactions corresponding to the high level transaction specification. Students, at the same time you have to check the left side part of the diagram, that is the application programs should be designed in parallel, implemented as the database transaction corresponding to high level transaction specifications. Students, so we have come to the end of this database design. Please draw this neat diagram, write the PDF file. This will form your basis for design of the database. More details we can take up in the next class. Thank you.